And here we go. Looks like our runners are off. All right, both runners coming out of the gate. Looks like Nathan is skipping the 1-1 power-up. Xein, on the other hand, is getting it. So that is going to put NathanAlmighty just a little bit ahead at first. However, that does mean that Nathan's got a little bit tougher strategies to do in level 1-2. So hopefully things don't go wrong for him. And then in level, I'm guessing in 1-3 is going to be where he's going to be getting his first power-up. Which is a very tricky jump to make, and we'll see how he handles it. Kicking the Koopa, that's a very safe strategy. Usually if you're small and you're going for maximum speed, you have a very difficult 1 or 2 frame jump to avoid the enemies there. Xein, though, on firepower and cruising along now. And we have 1-2 from Nathan, and here comes Xein with his. Doing the fast climb, avoids a 3 on the timer. And things are looking good. Alright, so here comes probably Nathan's first power-up. That's a very tricky jump, and he gets a sick grab on it too. So in this game, it is slightly faster to collect a power-up if you are able to clip yourself into the power-up block slightly, which involves standing under it on just about the pixel border at the middle of Mario's head and tapping away from the power-up block as you jump into it. That'll kind of suck Mario into the block and make your power-up grab just a little bit faster. He tried to do it on the power-up block there, Nathan, but didn't quite get it. So now both runners are just about tied. Little bit of bonk from Xein there, got him just a little bit behind, but these Bowser kills are very important, and wow! Zein's Bowser kill was fantastic, and both these runners are now almost exactly lined up. We'll see if the frame rule is actually the same. Nope, looks like Nathan is 1 frame rule ahead now. So, in case you don't know, this game runs on basically increments of 21 frames as far as level transitions go. So, RNG in this game is frame dependent, and at the end of each level, it basically waits until the next 21 frame increment to actually change levels. And so if you are, so the runners can be only 1 frame apart, and if they're on different frame rules, they will become 21 frames apart. But if they're on the same frame rule, then they will line up. We had a good 2-1 from both racers. Now we're entering our first water level. These water levels are pretty tricky. Looks like Nathan is going for a duck swim, while Xein is going for fire. So there's an interesting property to swimming in this game, where if you are ducking while you begin to swim, it's kind of like duck jumping, where you have the hitbox of a ducking Mario, but you also cannot shoot fireballs, because ducking Fire Mario cannot shoot fireballs. And wow, both racers are just neck and neck, both finishing very, very closely. Nathan appears to still be 1, maybe 2 frame rules ahead. I think that might have been 2. And here we go. Their timers are synced. They were that was fixed. They started slightly differently, but Speed Gaming caught them up, so they should be right synced. You're right, it could be a half second. Looks like Nathan might be having some technical issues, dropping a lot of frames here, but luckily we're seeing just enough to be able to tell that these runners are just neck and neck. Here we can see the benefits of a fire kill. even though Xein got to the Bowser first, if you touch the axe, you have to wait for the bridge to collapse and then Bowser to fall into the lava before the victory fanfare begins. While if you fire kill him, the fanfare begins immediately as you touch the axe. So as long as you are able to fire kill the Bowser faster than that bridge collapsing and falling animation, you save time. And that is one of the biggest reasons that you'll see a lot of racers using firepower and fire killing all the Bowsers. The other reason is that you may consider it a little bit safer to not be running around as small Mario all the time. One of the big bummers of trying to run around with firepower is that if you take a hit, you might on that split only be a half a second behind because that's how long the getting hit animation takes. But then you'll slowly see 10 more seconds fall off of your time. And Xein64 takes a very unfortunate death there, accidentally ran off of a block, didn't get a chance to jump. NathanAlmighty in the chat while he has a race to focus on. Alright, so Xein is about 1 level behind now, but it is only World 3. Really, the major swings that happen in this game are going to start happening in World 5. So it will be very, very interesting to see what happens at that point. All right, Nathan in the castle here. Very tricky Potaboos in this castle. But wow, almost didn't have enough momentum for that jump. Getting to the next Bowser. Wow, that Bowser gave him a lot of trouble. But just a lot of juking and jiving. But he managed to get through it with fire, so that's good. And Nathan is now cruising through level 4-1. Now we get to the Potaboos on Xein. Hopefully he deals with them just as well. Oh! He tries to go under the first Potaboo to save just a little bit of time, but Bowser just sneaks a fireball right in there. So he survives. It's most important thing is that he survives, advances to the next world, the next safe haven, and unfortunately he is going to have to pick up some power-ups here. Alright, Nathan entering World 4-2, one of the most fun levels in the game, in my opinion. He gets a fast entry here, and we'll see if he's going the top route. So if you don't do this dismount right here exactly correctly, you have to slow down just a little bit. But it looks like he handled it very well right there. So I think he is going to finish. He does. He finishes with an optimal 4-2. 344 on the timer shows that is an optimal 4-2. Yeah, 4-2 is the darling level now. Everybody's new favorite with Summoning Salt's video. However, in the Warpless race though, we don't get to actually see any fast 4-2s or blazes. Shout out to Miyamoto for designing 4-2. All right, fast climb for Xein avoids a 6 on the timer, so that is wonderful. Nathan takes the beginning of 4-4 just a little bit carefully. That is a tricky beginning of the level. It is very easy to fall in the pit and die if you are not specifically thinking about the fact that you need to handle it differently than usual. And also a very tricky Bowser, but oh, he gets pinned between the Bowser and the Potaboo. 4-4 is one of the scariest, one of the most dangerous Bowsers in the game. because there's so much business at the beginning of the bridge, and then the latter half of the bridge, Bowser can be anywhere on there. And so if he's jumping forward, very difficult to react to. If you don't fire kill him immediately, he might pin you just like that. So we'll see how Xein does on it here, while Nathan comfortably cruises through 5-1 with the safety star. Oh, he gets hit by the Podoboo. At least the iframes let him go and grab the axe. All right, and we still only have a 1 level difference. Xein entering level 5-1, while Nathan enters level 5-2. And as I was saying, this is where the game really, kicks it into gear as far as the difficulty goes. These start to be where we might see some larger swings if anything goes wrong for either of these runners. Both players played 5-1 safe with a star, and then Nathan is getting the power-ups in 5-2. Gave him a little bit of trouble doing it fast. Neither player gets shot by the opening 5-2 cannon. That cannon at the beginning of 5-2 can be a real stinker. Xein unfortunately picks up a super power-up, or a super mushroom, and immediately loses it. However, 5-2 is very generous with 3 power-ups in it, so you can pretty much always exit this level with fire. Nathan gets a very good 5-3. Now, 5-3 is a very, very tricky level. The bills are random where they fire. Not only do you have to worry about where the bills are firing in order to not have them in your line of jumping, but there is also a particular Goomba that we will see in just a moment that you have to stomp, unless you slow down, and it's right there. If you don't stomp that Goomba, if you don't stomp that Goomba and you don't slow down, the second platform actually despawns, and you fall right to your death. NathanAlmighty just not slowing down, though. He's got the 1 level lead. Xein is doing a very good job being fast. Oh, until an unfortunate death in 5-4. So he is down to only 1 Mario. He's going to have to play this level very safe in order not to get kicked back to 5-1. But he decides to forego the power-up. So, may the RNG be with him. And hopefully he can navigate these. Yeah, all right. So he still makes it through 5-4. We might have to see a safety death. Looks like Nathan got some fireworks on that, on the end of that level. So we have not, the commentator curse. So we have not seen any fireworks yet, I don't think. Just in case, if you end the level with your timer at a 1, 3, or a 6, you get that many fireworks. 1 firework not mattering, but 3 and 6 fireworks wasting quite a bit of unnecessary time. It's much faster to just wait out that second on the clock. And Nathan finishing up 6-2. Very difficult level to get through with fire. As in, keeping fire the entire way. Now looks like Xein is entering this level as well. One of the tougher levels in the game. Now the NES version does have significantly less power plants than the... piranha plants, excuse me, than the Super Nintendo version. But either way, a generally pretty tough level. Nathan entering 6-3 now. Very cool looking level. This level is in grayscale for some reason. At least the trees are. And the enemies. And it looks really cool. Nathan doing some dance moves while he waits out a platform there. And now we have Xein entering level 6-3. So these runners are still within a level of each other, even with Xein's death in 5-4. Just he has just been really, really racing to catch up here, and he's doing a great job. I saw Nathan was having to slow down quite a bit on some moving platforms in 6-3. Nathan gets good bars in 6-4. 6-4 is also pretty notorious for its fire bars, just closing in on you time to time. Oh, and Xein tries to take those fire bars fast with a duck jump, just barely gets a haircut. And now he's got to wait out these fire bars just to make sure that he doesn't take an unfortunate death. Oh, just barely makes it under that Bowser, and he is advancing to World 7 as well. Nathan is cruising through 7-1 with firepower. Looking good. Certainly room for Xein to catch up, though, if he plays optimally. However, having to get this mushroom right here is pretty slow. He does buffer the jump, though, so this game has a very, very fun accidental mechanic in it, where if you are not holding the A button while you hit a power-up, even if it's in midair, and then you begin holding A during the power-up animation, you will jump out of the animation, and you can basically use it to double jump where it would behoove you. Nathan getting through 7-2, very dangerous level, just with all the sea creatures. It's pretty tough to navigate this level, even with firepower. Xein entering it now. He's going for the duck swim. So even though Mario looks normal right now, his head is not part of his active hitbox because he is considered to be ducking. And as we can see, just the slightly optimal play from Xein is just slowly catching him up. However, it is a big deal that Nathan has the firepower, because if Xein decides that he still wants firepower, that's going to take about 10 seconds for him to power back up. Nathan entering castle 7-4, which is a maze castle, so you'll see him taking a slightly weird route, but it is required. While Xein is just cruising small through 7-3. He does not stop for the power-up block. He is in this to catch up. Nathan gets a slightly dangerous Bowser fire kill there. Looked like that Podoboo might have come up behind him, but it decided not to, and he advances to 8-1 with firepower. 8-1 with firepower is a pretty important thing to get, because there is not a power-up in 8-1. There is only one power-up in 8-2, and so if you don't already have fire, you are waiting until 8-3 to get fire, if you so choose. Xein getting to the 7-4 Bowser small, and it's relatively nice to him. He does not challenge the hammers, but he gets through reasonably quickly. And he is advancing to 8-1. If he really wants to catch up, we might see some pipe jumps, but I am not going to count on it due to... Oh! Nathan takes a death at the end, the very end of 8-1. That actually puts Xein back in the lead, because the World 8 has no checkpoints in it. So that death at the very end of 8-2, or of 8-1, actually puts him behind. And small, so that puts his power-ups back to where Xein is at as well. So both these racers are back in the same level. Nathan taking a safety star to get through these hostiles a little bit easier. Xein finishes up the level. That is the longest level in the game, yes. So as far as deaths that set you back go, I believe that is the That pit that Nathan fell in, I want to say, is the pit in the game that sends you back the farthest in the whole game. Xein going for a mushroom here. Unfortunately, he perishes at the feet of that Koopa. We'll see how Nathan gets on this power-up. Very good strategy on dropping onto that Koopa there. Almost gets shot by the bill, but he just barely dodges it. And Xein picks it up that time. Ooh, Nathan misjudges. Oh, misjudges the trajectory of that Koopa. Gets hit, and then allows that interrupt on his flow to throw him into another pit at the end of 8-2 now. So Nathan has unfortunately died at two of the worst times to die in the game. Now he's taken a safety one up to make sure he doesn't game over and get sent back yet again to the beginning of the longest level in the game, 8-1. Xein, on the other hand, he only has one life. He is a level ahead, but he is on his last Mario. So any mistakes here, and he will be sent back to 8-1. He is picking up a safety mushroom here, taking it a little slow to make sure he gets over that pit. And we will see what happens here. Jumping over these. Oh, the last Hammer Bro jumps. Gets him in the air. That's unfortunate. All right, so Xein is making it into Castle 8-4, while Nathan still working his way through 8-3. Castle 8-4 is interesting because, as every other level depends on the frame rule as far as when the timer sends you to the next level, 8-4 ends on the axe touch, which means that this level is down to the frame if both races are in it at the same time. Oh, and Xein makes a wall jump off the pipe onto the top. Very, very cool trick. Going for the wrong warp now. Nathan getting his safety shroom again. Hopefully he can make it through this level. And Xein is in the underwater section now. Can be a little dangerous if you don't have your path exactly down, but Xein looks like he knows exactly what he's doing in this section. Nathan making it through these tricky Hammer Bros. He makes it through with Big, which so that gives Nathan a hit to take in this castle, but Xein finishes it up, gets under the Bowser, and finishes with a nice score, a nice time of 22-13. And here comes Nathan on 8-4. Takes a safe jump off that platform down there. Very fast pipe entry. Oh! Both racers got a wall jump! A second wall jump. Nathan and Xein both get a wall jump. It looks like Xein does excellently under pressure and actually makes it to a PB on his race run. So congratulations to Xein on his PB race time. Nathan doing a really good strat there at the end of the water section. That's very safe. Duck jumps under the Potaboo, slides with style under the Bowser, nails the axe at 23:07. Very, very good race. Both of these racers did pretty well here. So thank you guys so much for watching this excellent race. Lots of fun. And let's see if I can pull Xein into our channel here. But yeah, excellent work from both runners. That was a really, really great race. So much fun. Exactly the kind of race that we're looking to see here. Is that Xein I hear?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Hey, congratulations on your win on the race.
Thank you.
And on the PB. So that PB, let's see, what was it? Unverified at this time, but just assuming that it's right, you got a 22-13.
Yeah.
And if we are looking on speedrun.com, 2213 would bump you all the way up to, well, you would have a tie at 84th.
Nice.
So yeah, that's a huge, because you were at number 100 before. So yeah, congrats on that and on the race. Excited to see you in round 2. It looks like you'll be up against ZZZ PC in round 2. Any particular part of the run that you had anything to say about?
Well, 3-2 was horrible. I died with Fire Mario. I died in 5-4 because I did my jump was a bit too short, and I died in 8-2, the safety mushroom.
Yeah, yep. So there were a few of those. It looked like the entire race you were just a level behind. You were about 1 level behind exactly. Almost the whole race, except a lot of your play was just a little tighter, a little cleaner, a little more optimal, and you kept creeping up closer and closer behind Nathan. Except a couple of those deaths kind of reset it. But the big turning point was that Nathan actually took a death at the very end of 8-1, which put you in the lead because you were in the middle of 8-1.
I was surprised because a friend of mine told me about it. I was like, oh my god, I could win this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, really I guess you could say it came down to just the fact that you didn't get too reckless. Even though you were behind, you didn't get really, really reckless trying to catch up, and you ended up being close enough behind.
I was so scared in 8-3. I think I was small Mario, and I only had 1 life. But at 89 coins, or 98, I don't know. I got 1 mushroom.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were gonna refill your lives, but yeah, you had enough coins not to have to, so that paid off.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at when the next race is going to be. I think it's a little later tonight. Yes, it is at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you guys come back at 9:30 Eastern. We've got Jay Coper versus Jackson. Oglib will be on commentary then. And then just 45 minutes later, so basically right after, Mr. Cab will be going at KT the Creeper, also with Oglib on commentary. So make sure you guys come back later. These have been excellent races so far. And remember, this is just round 1. So we have a lot more Mario to go in the coming weeks. Thanks, everybody, for watching.